Good morning. It was a nice day off yesterday while it was kind of chilly out. I did burn through the remaining, or my propane though, so I'm gonna stop for a fuel top off in an area of Savannah. It's part of Savannah, but it's called Thunderbolt. Anyway, it's down the intercoastal a little bit, so I'm gonna keep on chugging along. So I just left Bahia Blue Marina, technically Thunderbolt, Georgia, part of Savannah. One of the good folks there gave me a lift. I'm not saying they'll do it every time, but it's clearly off season. I swapped out my propane, so I got some heat. So now, no fear, anchor anywhere, good deal. I'm gonna miss this section of the ICW. I had originally planned on completely skipping Georgia. I'm glad I didn't, actually. This section has just been gorgeous, wide open. You know, the channel is 25, 30, and 45 feet. Now I'm about to go through something called Hell Gate, which I'm hitting at high tide, which will kind of end this little section, and then it'll open back up. But it's this cut through that they either blasted or dredged, and it's notoriously shallow with currents. But for now, I'm just gonna enjoy this. You know, after that long trip offshore, 7-hour day or 8-hour day, you know, yeah, this is that peaceful moment. Calm before the cold, I guess, but I'll take it. All right, passing through Hell Gate. Canisters are really close, and you're pretty close to shore. Looks like you have tons of water over there, but that's where it gets shallow. Anyway, I'm at high tide with a 7-foot, I think 7-foot tidal swing, and the lowest I saw was 12.4. So if you're at extreme low tide in a 5.5 draft like I am, I would have bumped. But I stayed center channel, and I got the 2 final markers right out there and right out there, and then open water again. All right, so there's literally going to be no protection because it's just wide open. But that is also a good thing. I let out, I'm in 15 feet of water, so it'll be 9 at low tide. So I let out 7-to-1 scope because of the high winds tonight, higher winds, right? Gusting to 25 or 28 or whatever. I have my snubbing line out. You can kind of see how it takes the stress. I know I've done this before, but it takes the stress. A lot of times you want to leave out more snubber than that. The reason that I kept it short is because if the wind and the current are opposite, whichever one's battling out could actually pull the chain underneath my bow. If I let out too much snubbing line, it's going to knock that snubber like hook, the thing that holds the chain, off of there. I'd rather keep it just out of the water, just takes the stress off the chain, so that when it like bounces, my cleats are taking the hit. Anyway, so I opted for this spot, even though the wind is going to be coming from directly in front of me, because if the current is coming this way and the wind's coming this way, it should hold me in a straight line. What I would rather have, if the wind's coming from this way, is that I've got plenty of drag room. If the anchor were to break free, I've got like 900 feet that direction for it to catch again and reset itself. Obviously I set my anchor alarm, or will be, and yeah, I've got 105 feet plus 3 feet of freeboard, the distance to the water for my snubber, and so I raised anchor a little bit ago. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. It's a little chilly. Not too bad. But tonight's the night it's supposed to get down, 30 or below, and then I'm giving myself a short day tomorrow. But right now I am in St. Catharines Sound. Out that way is the ocean. That's the sound. That's where that's why it's a sound, because it's kind of got the river coming through here. I think Bear River is the name of it. Could have sailed through here if I had an extra set of hands, and yeah, and there's on this section for like at least an hour or 2 or 3 hours even, you could probably do that. Now I only gave myself the time where I estimated my time needs based on motoring, which I put at an average of 5 knots. That way if I'm going against or with the current, tide, etc., I know exactly how far I can reasonably get in a day. Sailing, wind, and then adding in the time to tack, change course, all that, makes it a little bit difficult to estimate your time. So you must have to, like, say, set yourself up for 2/3 of the day you would under just engine alone. Anyway, I'm not going to put my sails up. But for those that have the foresight, the hindsight that I am saying, hey, look, I could have done that if I would have thought about it, if I would have known, you could. Anyway, all right, enough rambling. Entering Sapelo Sound. I guess I... Well, it warmed up a little bit. Thankfully, the sun came out. That was great. I'm in my 3rd sound of the day. It's kind of interesting. This one this one trip or this one day of travel has put me through 3 major sounds. As you can see, there's some waves whipping across because of all the wind. But a little chop, just to make it interesting, have a little fun today. Anyway, I should be across the sound here in the next 30 minutes or so. I still have about another 2.5 hours today. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that one, because there's another inlet, a Doughboy Inlet, or Doughboy, or Dobby, Dubbit, whatever. All right. Oh, there you are. There you are. Just passed through another little cut. It's called Little Mud River. If you were to go at low tide, it's another one of the situations where I would have hit bottom. I was reading 9.5, 10.5, 11, somewhere in there through that. And we're at 5 feet 8 higher than low. So Even 5.5 feet off of 9.5 feet is obviously 4 feet. So at 5.5 foot, this will be another place where come at mid-tide, so in other words slack to high. Gives you a good chunk of the day so you can time it.
Birds are just digging this like cross breeze and current or something. Look at them all, it's kind of
well, it's gonna be a chilly day. It's supposed to get up to 43, hopefully about the time I'm anchoring. I waited till 10 a.m. I just anchored up here. Forget the name of the place, but anyway. So another little area to watch out for on the other side of Brunswick, after exiting the primary channel, is behind Jekyll Island. It's a little, well, do it in daylight and do it with an incoming tide. Again, it's another one of those narrow channels that are notoriously shallow. I'm doing it on an incoming tide, flying along, and I'm not to the shallow part yet, but I'm reading, you know, 13.5 feet, so cool. I'm just gonna keep it in the middle and plug along, and really should be a-okay. Famous last words. So I think this is St. Andrews Sound. Anyway, it's kind of like a weird dog leg that you have to go out and then turn back in that way just because of where all the shoaling is. Anyway, there's a convergence of a lot of different
tides and streams. I don't know whether you can see the split right over there. It's just kind of like this line, and
sun. Well, after a nice day off, man, I was tired and it was cold, and I just slept and ate, watched some things on YouTube. Well, I just crossed the Florida-Georgia line. I am officially in Florida. Small victories I will take. Here's Fernandino Beach over here.
fort.
I opted for a night at the marina. I chose Fernandina Harbor Marina. Reasonably priced, laundry facilities, restaurants, beach within walking distance. Not that I'm going to be swimming or anything, but I got in early enough that I topped off my water, topped off my fuel, and then got resituated at, I'm on the end dock, or on the outside dock, which is fine. The traffic through here isn't too bad. There's people working on things, so it's a little noisy, but you can see there's an anchorage right across the way. I could have tried to squeeze in, but wasn't really feeling it. And there's a cool replica ship here. I'll take a little walk down there later. Anyway, I'm actually gonna go for a walk.